The day was quiet, no chaos, no arguments, no bad news. And yet, something feels off. Like a shadow you can't see, but you know it's there. You feel it in your chest. Your thoughts are circling something, but you can't name what. And so, you scroll, you eat, you overthink. You run from room to room searching for a task to keep you busy, and you don't even know why. That's not your fault. There's a reason this happens. And once you understand it, you'll stop trying to fix what was never broken. There's a mechanism in the human brain that was built for survival, not peace. When you lived in a cave, hearing a rustle in the bushes could mean death. So your brain became a master of pattern detection. It filled in blanks, even when nothing was there, just in case. Fast forward to now, and that same instinct is still active. Except, instead of a predator, it's your boss not replying fast enough. Instead of a life or death signal, it's a silent phone. Instead of the growl of a wild animal, it's just quiet. But your mind doesn't like quiet. It mistrusts it. It whispers, something's off. Something's wrong. Don't relax. Not yet. This creates a cycle. You feel peace, but you can't accept it. So you dig. You imagine something bad might happen, and then brace for it. Your body goes tense, your breath shortens. Now you're worried, and it feels justified. But here's the paradox. You were never in danger. You were never wrong to feel calm. It's your nervous system still living in a world that no longer exists. Worry, in this form, is a ghost. It shows up when there's nothing left to fear because your brain can't handle the silence. It's addicted to solving something, even when nothing's broken. And that is where your spiritual awareness begins. Michel de Montaigne wasn't a warrior. He was just a thinker, a man who locked himself in his tower and wrote about his mind, brutally honestly, in a time when people rarely admitted weakness. And here's what he noticed. His mind wouldn't shut up. Even in stillness, it stirred. Even in peace, it panicked. Sound familiar? Montaigne described his thoughts as a bouncing ball in a closed room, not because anything was chasing it, but because that's simply how it moved. No destination, no purpose, just motion, just noise. But here's the part we can really learn from. He didn't fight it, he studied it. He watched the noise until it became quiet. He realized this: we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Not, don't worry. Not, just be positive. But look at how much of your suffering is fictional. How much of it is a movie you've written, directed, and paid for. Montaigne taught that worry isn't the enemy. Identification is. When you believe every anxious thought is real, you suffer twice. First, from the thing that might happen. Then, from the thing you created in your own mind. And when he sat in that tower, day after day, he didn't try to be a perfect man. He just asked better questions. He slowed the motion. He wrote things like, "My life has been full of terrible misfortunes, most of which never happened." Think about that. All those racing thoughts you had last week, most of them didn't come true. Most of them never even made it past Tuesday. So maybe the problem isn't the thoughts themselves. Maybe the problem is how quickly we trust them. Montaigne gave us a new lens. He didn't offer answers. He offered perspective. If your mind is always bouncing, maybe it's not broken. Maybe it just needs to be witnessed, not wrestled. Not every thought needs a solution. Some just need to pass like clouds. And when you stop grabbing at every one of them, guess what? You stop feeding your worry. You start watching it. And the moment you do that, it starts dissolving. Okay, so let's bring this down from the tower, down from Montaigne's world, and into your room, right here, right now. Let's say you close your eyes for a second. No music, no scrolling, no distractions, just you, and something starts to happen. At first, it's just random thoughts. Did I lock the door? What do I need to do tomorrow? Why did they say that to me yesterday? Your brain's still running, still bouncing. But if you sit long enough, past the fidgeting, past the impatience, you start to notice something strange. The worry? It doesn't actually talk to you. It throws words at you that sound like truth. But when you look closer, it's like a voice trying to speak through water. Blurry, distorted, desperate. And underneath all that is silence. Not the cold kind, not emptiness, but a space, a presence. That's you, the part of you that doesn't run with the thought, the part that doesn't try to fix, predict, or control. That version of you, it's been waiting your whole life to be heard. And here's the truth that most people miss. Worry never dies from force. It dies from being seen, not reacted to, not analysed, just seen. Like watching smoke rise into the sky and knowing it'll vanish. Not because you blew it away, but because it simply can't last. And here's where the shift happens. You realise that you're not in your thoughts. You're watching them. You're not the storm. You're the sky. You're not the noise. You're the space the noise happens in. That's when the transformation begins. That's when worry starts losing its grip. Not because you fought it harder, but because you remembered. You were never it. You were never the overthinking. You were never the panic. You were never the future scenarios that kept looping in your mind. You've just been listening to them for so long, you forgot you had the power to look away. So now we arrive here, the end. But maybe the beginning too. You've probably spent years believing you are the chaos in your mind. The anxiety, the pressure, the endless mental rehearsals for a future that hasn't even happened. But what if the real you was never part of that? What if you're the quiet that was always buried underneath? That soft silence that doesn't beg for attention. That calm presence that doesn't scream. That still awareness that watches the storm pass, untouched, unchanged. You don't have to escape your mind, you just have to stop identifying with it. Because every time you believe a worried thought, you feed it, you energize it, you become it. But the moment you sit still, the moment you say, I see you, but I'm not you, you break the loop. Worry loses its power not when you defeat it, but when you refuse to call it home. You were never supposed to live as a slave to your thoughts. You were never meant to grip life like a fist. You were always meant to open your hands and trust that the sky still holds you, even when you let go. So let this be your reminder. You are not the voice in your head. You are the one listening. And that listener is already free.